Every Prince album builds on the previous work, but also, to a large extent, explores new musical and lyrical territories. And with Dirty Mind, the difference between the previous album and this one is probably the most extraordinarily pronounced to Prince's career. Just consider the risk Prince was taking here. This was the last album in the initial 3-album Warner Brothers deal. Most artists would be trying desperately to produce hits in order to strengthen their bargaining position, but Prince was going to make it unquestionably clear that he was a serious artist, an artist that was not like other artists. Prince delivered an album that had a rough, demo-like feel, an album where you couldn't play most of the songs on the radio. Songs such as Sister, Head and Dirty Mind pushed the boundaries of both Prince's work and the era. There is a famous saying that shock gets people's attention, but only talent keeps it. Prince was ready to get people's attention, and from then on he would never, ever let go. In just a few seconds over half an hour, Prince was garnering intrigue and curiosity with his new style of stripped-down funk punk, with added slices of eroticism, protest and taboo-breaking content. Only when Purple Rain landed did Dirty Mind turn gold certified, but this was undoubtedly the true birth of Prince as a huge risk-taking artist who truly listened to that little voice inside his mind. Prince was about to embark on a truly mesmerising and epoch-making decade. Soon the musical world would never be quite the same. Recorded, according to the credits, somewhere in Uptown, and engineered by our mysterious friend Jamie Starr, the album kicks off with one of the starkest and most sustained openings to a Prince song ever, a song that Prince performed regularly in the 80s and even returned to in April 2016. The thudding, naked beat of the opening drum builds an angst-filled, tension-inducing state of mind which drags your attention to the fore. There's something about you, baby, it happens all the time. Whenever I'm around you, baby, I get a dirty mind. It doesn't matter where we are, it doesn't matter who's around, it doesn't matter, I just want to lay you down. There's a beautiful restraint to Prince's falsetto vocals, which turns into a yearning, pleading urgency, which builds and builds throughout the song, until at around 2 minutes 40 Prince just lets go, and is full of abandon at full throttle, virtually shouting with passion. This is particularly powerful as the song breaks down to the initial drum beat just 30 seconds before. This was the first song to be co-credited to a fellow band member, Matt Fink, who had just recently become Dr. Fink, and helped create the iconic keyboard riff to this track. Released as the album's third commercially available single, Prince's cult status was beginning to attract new attention from many quarters. This song has taken on a life of its own and was famously covered by Cyndi Lauper. As with the track Dirty Mind, this song went on to find a place on the hits collection, cementing its status as a crowd favourite. Interestingly, in one sense, the song details the classic love triangle and has a poppy, jaunty feel, but, as with many other Prince songs such as Pop Life, the lyrics have a darker, typically Prince twist. When you were mine, I gave you all of my money. Time after time, you done me wrong. It was just like a dream. You let all my friends come over and meet, and you were so strange, you didn't have the decency to change the sheets. And perhaps most memorably, I never cared, I was never the kind to make a fuss, when he was there, sleeping in between the two of us. There are some classic musical motifs in this song, the rubbery, bouncy bass, the jangly guitar chords, the superb way the song just drops down just before the verse begins. Some great backing vocals from Prince, something he never gets enough credit for. Prince gives a great cry at around 2 minutes 10, followed by a great drop down, leading to the fulmination of the song as it approaches its denouement. This hook is just ear candy, and one of the most iconic songs of his career at this point. Some songs by Prince have layered meanings and varying possible interpretations, and some are very front and centre about their meaning. This is one of the latter. Rather like the Sign of the Times song It in theme, Prince is very clear about his intentions. I've been waiting such a bloody long time and you're talking to someone else. Now that I've got your attention, there's something I want to mention. One could argue that the title of the song is a little generic. As Prince's career developed, he would introduce much more nuanced and subtle lyrics into his work. However, it could be said that this album is all about the stripped-down, raw sexuality, and this fits in well with this theme. Prince's band members recall that at this time they were asked each to adopt a persona, and Prince stated that his persona was going to be pure sex. Only the UK got to enjoy this one as a single. It can easily be said that in a little over 2 minutes, Prince can take your heart and subject it to almost any emotion. Here Prince steps away from pure sexuality and breaks it down with a beautiful, lingering ballad, which his moans and laments really convey with full emotion. At around 1 minute 15 there are some perfectly placed guitar flicks and a nice crescendo at 1 minute 40 in which Prince is being tortured by his all-consuming loss. The little things you said, the things you do to me in bed, oh baby, I can't get you out of my head. This short track ends with Prince slamming or unplugging his instrument and seemingly walking off, the feeling that the emotion was all just too much. This is a track that sadly often gets missed by many, and it deserves more attention. It is not the massive full orchestra powerhouse ballad that Prince would become known for later in his career, but it is a genuinely emotional, heartfelt and moving track. This track is one of those tracks in which Prince's entire philosophy is extolled. Another great example would be DMSR. Here Prince, on the longest song of the album, sets out his stall of what Uptown really means to him, and just like Paisley Park, there is a physical place, but also, very strongly, an idea, a notion, a set of beliefs. "What's up, little girl? I ain't got time to play." Baby didn't say too much. She said, "Are you gay?" Kinda took me by surprise. I didn't know what to do, and I just looked her in the eyes and said, "No, are you?" Now where I come from, we don't let society tell us how it's supposed to be. Our clothes, our hair, we don't care. It's all about being there. Prince embraces a multiracial, all-inclusive utopia where everyone can be free to be themselves without judgment or oppression. Now where I come from, we don't give a damn. We do whatever we please. It ain't about no downtown, nowhere bound, narrow-minded drag. It's all about being free. An important statement, and the first single, Uptown, was a song which allowed people to know just what Prince really believed in, and led to to a host of songs in which Prince created an alternate world of thought for us all to spend some time in. Throughout this song, Prince's falsetto is pushed to its limit, and he's pulsing with energy and drive, propelling the song through its relentlessly pacey duration. Maybe we all need to spend some time in Uptown. What can we say about the foot-stomping, head-bobbing funk workout that is Head? This, amongst Prince Amara's, is one of the most iconic synth jams there has ever been. This song was so shocking it became too much for band member Gail Chapman, who left the band to be replaced with Lisa Coleman. A pounding, breath-filled funk track that is almost claustrophobic in its intensity. I remember when I met you, baby, you were on your way to be wed. You were such a sexy thing. I love the way you walked, the things you said. And I was so nonchalant, I didn't want you to be misled. But I've got to have you, baby. I've got to have you in my bed. Prince eventually dissuades the girl from getting married to her fiancé, and instead, with that I jammed, you fool, you married me instead. Now morning, noon and night I give you head, till you're burning up, Head. The keyboard solo starting at 3 minutes 4 is simply stunning, one of the greatest ever laid down. Dr. Fink brings it out of this world, and the live performances are just as remarkable. A great version can be found during the Love Sexy era shows. It just leaves you floored. Wow. Just wow. This is one of those tracks that Prince and his band of any era could jam on for hours. A single in the Philippines and a promo in the US, it's a song that had Prince being more famous perhaps at the time, it may have been more shocking to a wider audience in the way that Darling Nikki turned out to be. Pure funk.
I was only 16, but I guess that's no excuse.
Just when you thought it couldn't get more shocking, Prince, in just over 90 seconds, creates arguably the most taboo song of his career. The tempo immediately is fast and frenetic and does not attempt to pull any punches whatsoever. My sister never made love to anyone else but me. She's the reason for my sexuality. Showed me where it's supposed to go. A blowjob doesn't mean blow. Incest is everything it's said to be. Prince quickly builds up the track until he's introducing the MF explanation for the first time, a word that would reappear famously in the song Sexy MF. Prince's sexual escapades with his sister twice his age when he was just 16 in this song are purely fantasial, but still deeply shocking. It was a song that never escaped the 80s in performance terms, but became a key part of the Love Sexy tour. Some have argued that Prince is here just being shocking for its own sake, while others have said that Prince felt songs should be without limits or censorship. Prince's father asked Prince at the time, "Why do you swear on your records?" Prince replied, "Because I swear in real life." This album was without thematic constraint, and Prince was arguably at the time in his career when he felt truly free to make such a bold and unbridled statement. Party Up definitely has the most interesting story to how the track was created. Originally, Morris Day came up with the groove, and Prince wanted it, so he offered Morris a deal. $10,000, or Prince would help Morris get a record deal. Morris chose wisely, and The Time was born. This song is quite a shift from the focus of most of the album and has a real protest theme to it. The famous Saturday Night Live performance has Prince and his band finishing the song and then running off past the camera like a gang about to hit the streets in protest. All lies, no truth. Is it fair to kill the youth? Prince rails against the draft and describes conflict as such a bore. The closing section of the song sees Prince multiply his vocals and sing in the round. You're gonna have to fight your own damn war, 'cause we don't want to fight no more. Prince has rarely sounded angrier, more confrontational or determined. The touching upon politics was the first sign of what was to come with the next album, where politics, religion and matters of state were to be explored within the realm of the album Controversy. Through shock, daring and a huge amount of musical talent and skill, the world was beginning to listen to Prince. Now he was ready to bring them along this remarkable journey.